Morning, guys. Well, I mean, shit, it's 11:30 now, almost by the time I put this out. But yeah, I like to do these in single shoots. September 5th, and you can tell it's like the first day of school for New York City because you got that symphony of cars just honking horns. Those guys are my favorite. Those are all people that should have been leaving the house. Like, they should have left the house 5 minutes earlier so they can get their work on time. But they never think about that, nor do they want to dedicate the time, cut that time from their day. What? You mean I gotta leave 5 minutes earlier and I can't honk my horn and be upset because I'm late? It's my own fault? In any case, we'll get back to story at hand. Thank you, Alex, my boy Alex Rakin. Again, he kind of reminded me, like when he threw me up like that with the stories, kind of reminded me that, again, it's my stories. Like, I got a couple stories, I haven't been able to throw them out there. So I think I'll do a quick one. It's a quick one about boot camp. I usually don't get to talk a lot about what I did in the military, given the nature of the work. So I try to keep it out of sight, out of mind. But I don't mind entertaining like the normal bantering and stuff like that with people. For my RDCs, my drill instructors, I was in the United States Navy. You go to Great Lakes for your stuff. And you get your RDCs are your drill instructors, you meet them first night. And my guys, they were pretty much, I know all their names, you got a CS1, and again, I won't go too much into what they have, but I'll just address them by that, AB1, that kind of thing, or Chief in that scenario. Because that's literally what we got to address them at, that was it. It's Chief, that's it, because that's the level that they want to bring in the recruits and stuff like that. They want you to get you to just, that's the name, that's the title, you respect that, and move on. So these RDCs, they were great, because to me, they were like the kings of comedy. I came from fucking New York, so that was their intimidation tactic, was just be loud and say some crazy shit that put you, like that off-put you, that put you off step, and go, what did he say? And again, to me, it was bloody brilliant, because I came from New York. That's what we do here. We say some stuff. That's some stuff you see on an episode of Will Prince. Somebody comes up to you, you're like, no, mind your business, man. Just mind your. And you're like, okay, I got it. I totally got it. So again, you go into a division, you go into a group, and you go into, like, you essentially spend 8 weeks with people that from like all over the world. You know, Texas, not all over the world, but we did get some, outside people that were getting their green cards and stuff like that. But you get people from all over the state. And so again, me being a city slicker, I knew I had my advantages, and then again, the kids that were like from Rask and stuff like that, and some of them, they do that wrestling, they were really, really powerhouses, like some of those are concentrate, or some are really just good at gun and stuff like that. So again, everybody had their strengths and weaknesses, and so I got to watch, like, I guess what Carlin would say, the greatest show on earth, of like a real time, like one of those MTV shows where it's like, hey, you got all these people, 60 guys in a thing, in a birthing place for you to just hang out. Let's see what kind of drama we can get. And again, each drill instructor had a way to spice up their own thing or make themselves like more well known. CS1, he had us do a lot of group gathering stuff, and he liked to sit behind. I don't know if like they had a good cop bad cop routine, but he liked to sit behind and just chat with us, like be human with us, like especially at night, because that's just how shit rolled at night before you go to bed, if you could even call it that, because you weren't even going to bed. Everybody still had tasks. You had one guy on his watch, one guy walking around with a fake gun pretending to watch a whole group and stuff like that, all these crazy simulations and stuff. That whole time he would come in and be like, hey guys, what I saw was good today. You guys, that shit was straight out of a movie. And movie things seemed to be his thing, because I remember at one point it was like week 6, and we were all tired. We're all like, some people are just hating each other. We don't want to work with each other. He's trying to really hammer in the whole teamwork thing. So we have this one scenario where he's like, everybody get in a circle. And he starts going, and he made everybody else get in. You just hear, and everybody started taking turns getting off their chest, what it was that they hated. So like, when I first met you motherfuckers, I didn't like you motherfuckers, and but nowadays, I was just dying, dude, and people were just telling each other, I didn't like you, I didn't care for you motherfuckers, but I want to work with you now. Like, we were becoming a team, and I couldn't believe it. I died. And it made me think, it made me go back to a bit of a, because again, I audiobook a lot of stuff, and it made me think back to David Goggins, like when he would talk to his guys, he was getting the team through, and they went through that scene from Platoon. Like those are little memes, little things that you do to keep going, and it seemed CS1 was really good at that. Like he would keep us going that way. He would know how to say just the right thing. And you know what's funny? Afterwards, like, you know, so you weren't allowed to really, like, you know, Facebook anybody or whatever. But, you know, some of us did, and we had our own little group and stuff like that. I won't get into the division or into the number or anything like that, because, again, I don't know how far that goes. But he was a rapper. He had a rap name. He had a rap name and everything. He had like an album out. And it was like, it was not an album, but he had like videos of him. He was getting ready to do stuff. And it was like, wow, this guy does this on the side. And is still like a good person, because he was the same guy that was telling us, hey, it's weird that people don't say good morning no more. Like, if you look somebody on the street, I like looking at people in the street and say good morning, and they get so freaked out. To me, that's a military courtesy. You see somebody, you say good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Look him in the eye. People don't look at you. That's weird. So we'll move on to I almost said his name. I think it was AB1. And this guy, he was a straight up Bernie Mac. Even in the face, he would just come right out. He even had the fucking fade and everything. He would just come out. And I remember we're all working out, we're all groaning, because like they were smoking us. They were trying to, we did something wrong. That's usually the case. We did something wrong, and they were making you do flutter kicks until your legs broke down. And he just kicked the door open. And he just looked at all of us, and he's like, y'all motherfuckers doing what you're supposed to do? Good. I like this shit. Because it gets my dick all hard and shit. But whenever I hear you motherfuckers moan, that shit make my dick all soft. I don't want to hear that shit. Because I need to beat my meat to get off. And he just left. He fucking left. And again, that was just the shit that he said to throw you off tempo. You know what I mean? But again, to me, brilliant. I loved it. Why? Because the look on everybody's faces, they couldn't concentrate anymore. And in some way, we ended up finding out that, sadly enough, during that push, that's what they call it, a push, when you're getting groups of recruits or whatever through the boot camp, you know, the 8-week session, his mom that guy's mom had passed on. But he was still working with us. Like, he was still, that, to some people that might have been crude, but that was him joking with us. Bunch of guys, right? You're gonna, and I don't mean to do that and say that kind of shit. Oh, a bunch of guys have man humor. But I mean, again, we're guys. We find penises funny. You know what I mean? Like, you say that shit just to just to really throw somebody off. And I remember we were there with him, and we're like, thank you. Yeah, thank you for being there with us. Because like he had took a couple days off. Those guys, those drill instructors, a lot of people don't understand. They really put their time in. It's not like you get to hang out and be a drill instructor. You're there, probably maybe like, depending on how good you are, some of those guys put 18 to 20 hours. Some guys don't even go home. They stay. For those 8 weeks, that guy's your dad, in a weird way. That guy's your instructor. He's molding you. And you know what I mean? And then they get like a reprieve. Maybe they get like a week off or something like that. But they're back at it. They're constantly putting out people. You know what I mean? Doing what they gotta do to try to churn out the best team worker guys. That pretty much ends my like the small. We have other stories. There are other guys, other characters that I like to bring into the fold. But I think I'll start off with my first 3 RDCs. And we also had one more. But again, I'll save him for another video because he was a very special cat. I really like that guy. But we'll end it here. Hopefully I can edit some of this, cut some of this, throw some stuff in. See what happens. And again, I'm gonna try and put out a few more stories. I'm gonna put out, there's just the little things. This is just a filler. I'm also figuring out and feeling out how to work about with this so I can start chopping it up and editing it better. But I like this format. I like being able to talk to you guys and say things. It'll be some stories, but mainly I want to get into other silly things. But it's another thing for another time. Catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you very much for entertaining my antics or listening to maybe my boring ass stories. So sorry about that. Have a good one. Maybe I need to come up with a better outro.